Welcome to Land of the Bible. I'm David Sussman, and in today's episode, we're going to explore the Land of Judea. There's places in the world that when you visit them, it feels like its history is distant. But that's not the case here in Judea. The history here is alive. It's the birthplace of kings and prophets and some of the greatest stories ever told. Here in Judea, the hometown of King David, Bethlehem, and it was here in these hills, in these fields that I'm walking in, that our greatest prophets and shepherds roamed. However, it's not just all ancient history. The place is teeming with life. With the return of the Jewish people, we once again see these hilltops blossoming, and not just with wildlife, but with industry. Today, in this episode, we're going to meet some of the people who live here. We're going to see the development of these hills that stretch from southern Jerusalem all the way to the holy city of Hebron, where the tomb of the patriarchs and matriarchs of the Bible have been buried. We're going to see the aqueducts that were built here thousands of years ago and how they're being improved so tourists like you can come visit here and experience them yourself. We're going to get our hands dirty as we create vessels from pottery in the same way that our ancestors did thousands of years ago. We're going to ride on horseback and explore this beautiful terrain at the base of one of the mountains that housed a fortress that was built here by King Herod. But not only that, we're also going to learn how shepherds would milk their goats and make cheese, the same cheese that King David brought to Ezekiah when he battled the giant Goliath. So join me in today's episode as we explore the beautiful land of Judea. We're in a very special place right now, located on the edge of the Judean desert, the eastern part of Gush Etzion, in the stables of the Herodian farms. And this place here is very, very special, not for the beautiful horses that they have, well, that's part of it. But this farm works with children and with people who are suffering from PTSD, using horses as a form of therapy. But in addition to that, they also offer tours for tourists to be able to get on these beautiful horses to ride through the area of the tribal territory of Yehuda, here in the mountains of Judea, right at the base of the mountain known as Herodian. So let's get on these horses and let's see the amazing sights that one can check out on these horses. Whoa! All right. So relaxing on horseback here on the edge of the Judean mountains overlooking the Judean desert. And the mountains you can see all the way out in the horizon. Those are actually mountains that aren't in Israel, and it's such a clear day. You can see the contours so clearly. And those mountains are actually the mountains of the biblical nation of Moab. Those are the Moabite mountains over there, which is located in today Kingdom of Jordan. And in between us and those big mountains is the Dead Sea. The pastoral lands here are so beautiful here in the springtime. This is the end of the rainy season and everything's so green. The wild flowers everywhere. It's really the perfect time to visit this region, really to visit Israel in general. You can just imagine, you know, for the last 4,000 years, our ancestors have been riding through this land, and here we are once again able to enjoy it the way that God meant us to, free in our homeland. Check it out, my friends. You can see Herodian there to my right-hand side. And that's just an incredible mountain because that's where King Herod built his desert palace fortress there, similar to like Masada, except this is where he lived most of his days. He built the palace inside that mountain. He was always afraid people were trying to usurp his throne, that were trying to kill him, and you know what? He was probably right. I gotta tell you, being here with the Herodian farms and riding this beautiful horse here in Judea with my friend Yonatan here, who started this farm about 15 years ago. Oh. His wife has been running the business because Yonatan has actually served over 800 days in this war with Hamas and Hezbollah. And it's just such an honor being with such a hero here in this beautiful land where so many of our great heroes roamed from thousands of years ago to right here today. Yonatan, we appreciate your service. Thank you so much, and for making this farm available to us and to all of the people who visit Israel from far and wide. So thank you. Welcome. Let's continue as we explore more of Judea.
Imagine walking where Jesus walked, where faith comes to life. Feel the Bible story unfold around you, from the green Galilee to Jerusalem's ancient streets. Experience the serene and welcoming land of the Bible, where miracles happen. Put your heart where His footsteps are. Visit Israel.
Nestled here in the Judean mountains is the eclectic and colorful community of Bat Ain. And here in Bat Ain is an amazing woman by the name of Efrat, who runs a ceramic workshop where we get to put our hands right into the mud, right into the pottery in order to create vessels just like our ancestors did 2,000 years ago. So let's head into the shop and see what Efrat has in store for us. Wow, shalom, Efrat.
Hi, David.
What a beautiful workshop you have here. And it's incredible to see all of the light fixtures, because I know one of your passions is bringing light to the world, as it's the mission of the Jewish people to be a light among the nations. This is incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. So good to see you.
Yes, it's wonderful to be here, and I can see you're already playing with the pottery, with the mud. What do you call this? Clay.
Clay.
With the clay. Let me see. Wow, it's heavy.
So relaxing, right?
It is a little
Heavy.
bit. So what are we gonna do with the clay?
We're gonna make a ceramic oil lamp.
Like our ancestors.
Ancestors, exactly. Made in the ancient days, and it's very exciting for me. I feel like I'm connected to all the generations and the fathers and mothers.
You know, I used to live in Arizona, in Tucson, Arizona. And the first house that I rented when I was going to school there was what we call an adobe house, which is a house that's made out of mud.
Wow, I love mud houses.
Yeah?
Yeah, actually my grandma and also my mother, she was a baby when they came from Yemen.
Your family's from Yemen.
Yeah.
Your mother was born there.
Yeah.
Your grandparents were from there. And when they lived in Yemen, they lived in a mud house.
In a mud house, yeah. And what was...
So this is part of your family, working with clay and working with mud.
Yeah, it's my inspiration, I believe.
Wow.
On the mud houses in Yemen,
Really?
they used to paint the windows around.
And where did you learn how to do this? This is all trial and error?
I started with the wheel, but very fast I fell in love with the rolling.
We finished making the pottery, and now we want to paint it. But before we paint it,
Exactly.
the pottery needs to be dry. Our pottery is dry enough, it's even a little
Yeah.
warm. And we're going to paint it.
Exactly.
And we have blue and white for Israel. And since it's spring, we have a little green as well.
Exactly. Wow, look what amazing ceramic lamp you made.
Well,
Wow.
I had the best teacher.
And it was so nice working with you. And now the clay will dry.
We're going to put it in the kiln
Yeah.
at 1,000 degrees Celsius, which is crazy hot.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be hard, and the glaze is going to be beautiful. And this was amazing, to put
Wow.
your hands right into like the earth and to create something from it, and to do it in the way our ancestors did it right here in the biblical heartland of Judea. This has been amazing. And if you guys are here in Judea, what an interactive way to connect to the Jewish people here in the land of Israel. Thank you so much,
Thank
Efrat.
you, David.
Hi, Ryan.
Hey David, how are you?
I'm doing great, thank God.
Great,
This is so
fantastic.
amazing to be here in the beautiful Judean mountains. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, it's my absolute pleasure, and thank you for having me. I'm really excited this opportunity.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the water systems here in Judea that brought water all the way to the temple in Jerusalem.
We are at the gateway connecting Jerusalem to the ancient city of Hebron, so two spiritual centers of the biblical Judea.
Absolutely.
Where we're at the moment, behind us, is the Biar Aqueduct. The Biar Aqueduct collected waters from Efrat, just literally over the hill on the other side, and ferried it all the way to Jerusalem. You know, Jerusalem in biblical times, as a growing city, doesn't have access to a lot of natural waters, spring water.
That's right, it only has one spring.
Correct, and very, very limiting. And so it relied heavily on additional infrastructure in order to support a growing metropolis that it was. And this aqueduct served exactly that purpose, collecting water from Efrat and ferrying it all the way to Jerusalem.
Wow, that's amazing.
Where we are is at the epicenter of the Jewish people's biblical story. You know, this is the area where King David grows up, shepherding his sheep around here, where Ruth and Boaz, the fields that are told in the story, happen literally just on the other side of the hill to our left. And it's so important for people to come, walk, and experience firsthand the biblical story and connect to our narrative, the Jewish people's return to our ancient homeland. Isn't it inspiring?
It is
Certainly
incredible.
infuses being here with so much more meaning and purpose.
Absolutely. Let's head down to the aqueduct.
Why don't I show you just the topography of what that water system looked like, and from there we can head out.
Okay, sounds great.
Excellent. Looking at the topography, what we see is that the water flowed down along the contours, of the hills, and the water would collect and seep underground, which is great, but in order to access it and to redirect its flow towards Jerusalem in that direction, we had to dig to access it further into the ground. And that's the structure over here, which we're looking at just to my left over here. From there we accessed the water, redirected its flow, and brought vital water, the life source, to Jerusalem.
This is absolutely stunning, just
Beautiful, isn't it?
walking through here. And all of these blossoms, what are the blossoms?
From the Jewish perspective, this marks the beginning of spring. About a week or so ago, we celebrated the festival of Tu B'Shvat, which is a festival reflecting, the new year, effectively, of trees, which ties into the ancient tithing of fruits and produce and harvests. And the Talmud tells us that at this time of the year, the vital sap that is vital for producing fruit is what goes through the tree. It's at this time of the year when it happens. So to the naked eye, we're not seeing anything really happening. From our perspective, everything looks as normal. and in a couple of months' time we'll come back and we'll see beautiful fruit starting to grow on these trees. That's very symbolic of the Jewish narrative. Throughout history, the Jews have had a very up and down experience, and just overnight, the Jewish people returned to their homeland.
Wow.
This really is a great symbol of that narrative.
Wow, that's a great story. I appreciate that. And these blossoms are absolutely gorgeous, and I look forward to coming back here with you in a couple months.
Absolutely.
When we start to see the fruit ripen on these trees.
100%. We can eat from them too.
Wow. Well, this is really cool, Ryan. This has really been built up recently.
Yeah, it's impressive, isn't it?
It
All
looks
within the
brand
last
new.
few years. All within the last few years.
Wow.
Came here maybe 4 years ago. Would have just been natural terrain. So this is all very fresh.
Wow. And of course, the almond blossoms.
Beautiful, wherever we go.
So where's this path leading us to?
Excellent. So it's actually leading us to an access shaft, which you see over here. Now, this shaft is part of a completely different underground aquifer system called the Arub system. Arub. Okay, where we were before was the Biar. The Biar collected water from Efrat that flowed from Efrat into Jerusalem. The Arub system collected water from all over the Hebron and the Judean hills and systematically funneled them through this area to a singular collection point on the other side called Solomon's Pools.
And these aqueducts brought the water to that collection point.
Brought the water to the collection point, as did the Biar. Right? Really, really critical water infrastructure in order to support a rapidly growing metropolis of Jerusalem.
That is incredible. And this is over 2,000 years old.
This is over 2,000. If you want, a visual testament to the Jewish historical presence and connection to the land of Judea, this is it.
So is there one that we can access right now that we can go into?
There is one which we can access. It's very limited. Again, this is a multi-year project and we're really just at the beginning. But there's one that we've started to clear out and we can already access just to give us a feel.
Let's go check it out.
Let's go.
All right.
What we're standing on over here just above us, right? This is the above ground aqueduct system.
Right.
So for the most part, it's cheaper, it was easier, more efficient.
Sure.
That's what they relied on. And we can see this is the actual flow, this is the actual infrastructure that was built by Jewish people living in this area during the time of the Hasmoneans.
And this water is originating south of here,
South of
flowing
here,
north towards Jerusalem.
From the hills surrounding Hebron, from Judea, collecting it into a single artery and having it and guiding its flow along the contour of these hills. And if we follow it, we actually can see in front of us over here the first of the 6 tunnel shafts. If you crouch down really low, you can see the entrance.
Yep.
And access to it is, we've started to now clear this out.
This is really incredible. I mean, this is the entry point into the mountain, diverting or bringing the water to the other side. And you can still see the original plaster here.
Isn't it amazing? Man, you're
incredible.
You're touching history. You're touching where Jewish laborers toiled in the sun, in the rain, in the mud.
Our ancestors.
Our ancestors. This is our story.
Is there a place here in Efrat that we can look out onto Solomon's Pools?
We can get as close as possible. Yep. Yeah, we can see Solomon's Pools. Why don't we go there and take a look?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah. Okay. So the aqueducts came through this mountain to our right and exited on this side.
The aqueducts, as you correctly said, flowed through this area and they collected at these incredible pools to our right over here. 3 pools called Solomon's Pools, again, built by the Hasmoneans as a collection point for all of the water systems to a singular point from there onwards to Jerusalem. These 3 pools, David, are the 3 largest man-made pools in Israel. Together, cumulatively, they hold 288,000 cubic meters of water and would supply Jerusalem with no less than 360,000 cubic meters of water per annum. Water would flow from these pools to Jerusalem until the mid-1970s.
Wow, for 2,000 years, this is what supplied water to Jerusalem.
Efrat was the biblical water carrier for Jerusalem.
Ryan, this has been absolutely amazing. I appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
All of the knowledge you've given us.
Absolute pleasure.
Let's continue as we learn more about Judea.
I will bless those who bless you, God promised Abraham. Embrace this covenant by connecting with the people of Israel. From Jerusalem's stones to Galilee's shores, experience living faith through their traditions and hospitality. Your journey is more than visiting biblical sites. It's about hearts that welcome your friendship. Your presence matters. Discover Israel.
My friends, do you see that unbelievable view behind me? We are now on the border between the Judean mountains and the Judean desert. Off in the distance, you can see the country of Jordan. And in between the Judean desert and Jordan is the Dead Sea. And we are at a very special location here, a place known as Sfar Hamidbar, an amazing farm where people get to interact with the wildlife here. We're now gonna go milk some goats, and with the milk that we actually take from the goat, we are going to make some fresh cheese, just like King David did in the exact same location. So come with me to Sfar Hamidbar. What's going on, buddies? What's going on, buddies? Oh, you took a little nibble from my hand. Huh? What about you? Huh? Ooh, look at those horns. All right, we are here with Humbas. He is our female goat here. And I won't lie, this is one of my first times doing this. The udders are kind of warm. And from my understanding, I gotta grab it from the top and then tight. And then, oh, look at that. Can you see the milk coming out? Look at that. Wow. Get the milk, sack, bring it down into the udder, squeeze the other 3 fingers. Look at that. Ah, that is amazing. Now we're gonna take this milk, I'm gonna bring it into the kitchen where they're gonna boil it up for us. And then they separate it. You can do it in 2 ways, really. You can use the branch of a fig tree, and the enzymes from the fig tree will separate the water from the fats. But what we do here is we take a little bit of apple seed vinegar and mix it in with the milk. It'll separate it for us. We boil it to pasteurize it, and then with a cheesecloth, we'll drain it. And we'll go try some cheese. So let's head into the dining room and wait for the cheese over there. Okay, let's go. Wow, you know, we have seen so many trees here today, from the almond trees, and here we have olive trees. And one of my favorite commentaries that we have in the Bible, when it talks about the 7 species that grows here in the land of Israel, olives are mentioned. But also in the Torah portion that we read about Noah and the flood, at the end of the flood, the dove comes back and it has an olive branch in its mouth. There's big meaning to that. It's not just, hey, you know, we need some branch, so why not the olive tree? No, God has a message in every sentence in the Torah, in the Bible. And the olive branch is the only fruit, the olive, that you can't just pick off the tree and eat it. It has to be in brine, it has to be prepared. And the bird was telling Noah that he would rather eat the bitter fruit from the hands of God than to have 3 amazing meals served to him by Noah in the ark. We should live knowing that God provides us with everything. And that message is given to us by the olive tree here, Sfar Hamidbar. This is absolutely awesome. In addition to the cheese making workshop that they run here, they also have several other workshops and even give the opportunity for people who are visiting to sleep in this tent overlooking the Judean desert. I mean, who wouldn't want to spend an evening here underneath the stars at Sfar Hamidbar? Now for the best part. After we milked the goats, we made the cheese, here at Sfar Hamidbar, they come with this incredible spread of fruits and vegetables that have been grown here in the land of Israel. And of course, some of the beautiful cheese that we made. Wow. Unbelievable. Tahini here, dates that were grown here as well. And here's the woman behind all of the madness. Thank you so much, Kana. Tea, coffee, everything you do here is amazing. We've enjoyed it so much. And we hope all of you will come visit the land of Judea and come here to Sfar Hamidbar. Jerusalem is a city that never stops growing, where history and modern life blend together in remarkable ways. From its early neighborhoods to its vibrant markets and high-tech centers. Join me as we explore the new and modern city of Jerusalem. Wow, what an incredible episode today, exploring the land of Judea, horseback riding, making pottery, the aqueducts, all of it. Such an incredible place to visit. Thanks for tuning in, and join us next time as we connect you to the people, places, and lands of the Bible.